We got a new flagship device from Vivo. It's the X90 Pro. Mine is in legendary black, dual SIM card tray, 12 gigs RAM, 256 ROM. What's interesting about this one, I mean, they kind of indicate by looking at the box here, it's going to have an enormous camera section. So you also see the co-engineered with Zeiss. Look at that monster. These things have increasingly become cameras that also happen to be phones. This one really takes the camera aesthetic to another place completely. Also in the package, USB-C to C cable. Hopefully, there's gonna be a fast charger in here as well. Absolutely there is, and this one is capable of delivering 120 watts. Pretty much as fast as it gets. Let's go ahead and check that animation in a moment. But first, whoa. I don't know if this is the new champion as far as scale is concerned. Here you can see the T-Star logo, of course associated with the Zeiss camera brand, flash section up here, and then that enormous camera unit with what looks like 4 separate camera modules, and then below there, extreme imagination. Now, I actually do appreciate this texture. Back anything that feels slightly more grippy, especially on larger devices. Now, they've kept this little band in the center, kind of create a 2-section, provide a little bit more styling. And then that band wraps around into the side, up on the top. Professional photography, you have some power switch as well as your volume rocker. Camera setup on the front is going to be symmetrical in the center, front facing. On the bottom here, you can see your USB-C port as well as your dual SIM card tray. Let's go ahead and quickly test this 120 watt fast charging and check out the animation. And of course, we can watch it go up in real time thanks to this 120 watt flash charge fast charger. Now the other thing I'm noticing now that the display is turned on is we do have a waterfall effect, which seems to be making a comeback on flagship devices. So the selfie camera on the front is 32 megapixels. Now the rear camera layout is going to give you, well, you know what? Let's just jump right into it. So the presets 0.6, 1x, and 2. Let's go ahead and get our trusty plant in order to illustrate those capabilities. We're going to start with 0.6, give you a sense for the ultra wide, zero in on the green section of our favorite fake plant. Move into 1x. Ooh, some really nice bokeh going on 1x. And then 2x. Yeah, the camera's legit. I'm really happy with the uniformity of color temperature here, and just my initial feedback, I know it's only one image and we have studio lighting, but like the way it's processed this green is just a lot more what it actually looks like. There's also a dedicated Zeiss button, and this is kind of where they say this partnership comes into play, is that Zeiss is more about that natural color. Maybe I'll go ahead and try that. I already thought the plant was kind of represented well. Take another crack with the Zeiss button on and see if it becomes even more subdued and or natural. It definitely does. Yeah, the kind of potency of the green goes down ever so slightly. You're having something that's a little bit more flat initially, and then you can kind of take it whatever direction you want to go as far as the edit's concerned. Now, if I move over to the front-facing camera, let's get a sense for the 32 megapixels. 3, 2, 1. And I mean, it looks like 32 megapixels. Beard hair test, rotational test. Can shoot up to 8K. However, that will cap our frame rate at 24 frames. At 4K, however, we can do 60 FPS, and we can do 60 FPS with standard stabilization. This is our typical me making Mo feel uncomfortable while testing. He's probably groomed himself. He's ready for this. Are you groomed now? You look pretty good, dude.
4K what?
Hey, man, you look pretty good.
All right, I'll take it.
4K 60 frame video, 60 frames, if you didn't know. 60 frames. I was saying earlier, the Zeiss button for color representation give you a little bit more flexibility. If you want tremendous flexibility, you can get crazy with it inside of the Pro section. We've also got settings here for portraits. See the processing taking place. There's Mo, isolated from his background and looking extremely cinematic, which is mostly the way he wants to look. A series of looks, and some of them have the Zeiss branding right on there. There's a night mode, sports mode, so a very capable camera. Refresh is in the smart switch mode. However, you can lock it at 120 or dial it back to 60 hertz if you want more battery saving. All right, now let's go ahead and check out some multimedia and see how these speakers sound.
Look at this dog right here. What does he want from me? He like, pet me, please. I need a pet, please. Will never pet me. Can you pet me, please? That's Otis's voice.
Speakers are good, yeah, stereo speakers. Kind of a fun little package here. Obviously, the design here is for those camera lovers. Look at that. You see a guy holding something like this? You know they're serious. You see that textured back? You see that Zeiss logo over there? You know something's about to go down. Vivo X90 Pro. Coming in around 730 USD. What are you doing, buying or selling?